So where is God in the LA fires right now? I know that so many are wrestling with that. And what is happening in LA is apocalyptic. It is unprecedented. We have cast and crew out there. Amanda and I lived out there for 10 years and have good friends and folks who are in areas that are typically considered safe. Like, it's not unusual for there to be fires in Los Angeles and Malibu and all that. It's unusual to where it's happening and how huge it is. We have, our agents and production partners and post-production folks and cast and crew out there. So what I wanted to do, we've kind of paused our social media today. And I just want to give you an update on our cast and crew and friends, and kind of talk about the current state of the union with the show and with our people, and then talk just briefly about what God, so many ask in these moments, where is God in this, and why are some okay and some not others? And these are questions that come up during a time. Is God allowing these fires for a purpose? Is he causing them for a purpose? So much comes out during this time that some of which is unhelpful and some of which is raises important questions. So I just want to share just a couple of brief thoughts with you during this extraordinary time. So first of all of our cast and crew who live out there are safe. A lot of them have been evacuated, are safe. A few of them have lost their homes. We have a couple of cast members who've lost their homes. We have a couple of agents who lost their homes. Some friends, coworkers and whatnot who've lost their homes. The majority have not lost their homes, and everyone is safe. No one has been injured or lost a loved one. But continue. We of course appreciate your prayers for those who are displaced. And we'll get back to that in a second, what praying looks like in a time like this. So one update I wanted to give you is Ryan Swanson and Tyler Thompson, who are my co-writers for the show, came in town for this week because we're really digging in and working hard on the scripts for season 6, particularly the season 6 finale, which is the crucifixion and is going to be a big feature film. And so we're really digging in there. And I'll get back to that subject matter in just a second. But what's fascinating is while we were working, we were like, boy, have you heard about the fires? Boy, that's crazy. And then it just got worse and worse. And we're kind of off grid a little bit, not watching TV, not really texting much. And we're just getting inundated with texts from our friends and coworkers about what's going on. And it was like, oh my goodness, this is horrifying. And so Tyler Thompson was scheduled, flew back last night to LA, was already scheduled to do that. And as he's flying in, of course, he's seeing what's happening. His house his neighborhood has been evacuated. The latest we've heard is that, he still has his place, but is displaced at the moment. One of our head writer, Craig, on our Joseph miniseries that we're developing, had a house in a neighborhood that is the only house that survived. And that brings up the kinds of questions that we're bringing up, where you go, why me and not others? Like, why, and it's easy to say, thank God, right? Thank God that you spared me. The person whose house was burned down has a justifiable question. So wait, God spared you and not me? Why? Easy for you to thank God, not so easy for me to thank God right now. And these are important questions. And it's one of the reasons why in The Chosen, we have leaned into that question quite a lot, more so than typical, because when Jesus was on earth, he healed so many people. And yet clearly in the course of the Bible and in the course of history, God, and these are even in Bible verses, God would spare some and not others. And that is still the case today, is that some people die when others don't. Some people are healed when others aren't. Some people experience trials when others don't. And there seems to be no rhyme or reason to it. And one of the things that I think we have to face and acknowledge is that we don't always know. When we were talking to our friend whose house was spared, it's like, why? And we don't know. God is on a different economy of time and space, and sees the full picture that we don't see. And this is where faith comes in sometimes, and you go, boy, am I believing in a God who feels random like this, that would just allow some of this to happen? And it is sometimes a mystery. But I would just say this. Psalm 34:18 says that the Lord draws near to the brokenhearted. And that phrase says quite a bit. It acknowledges that hearts get broken. It acknowledges and accepts as fact and as foundation that there are those who will suffer and their hearts will be broken. And he doesn't say, God rescues those from pain. God gives, solves the problems of those of us who struggle. He clearly has a bigger picture happening. He is painting a big picture, a mosaic that we can't see clearly because we're only looking at at what's right in front of us. And we don't have the ability to step back and see the entire mosaic. And so all we know is that he acknowledges that there is brokenheartedness in this world. And so what I do know is that for those whose houses have been saved, that I hope that they take this opportunity to learn from it, to see what could be. Like, I don't know why I'm spared. I don't know why my house is spared, but I'm going to seek to help others. I'm going to seek to see God in this, and that those who lost their homes, that perhaps those who didn't lose their homes can be the hands and feet of God and His Son to be near to the brokenhearted. And I hope that's where your prayers are as well. That you are praying that God feels near to those who are brokenhearted, because He is there and He is near, and we don't always see that. We don't always accept that. We don't always allow Him to heal our broken hearts. But it's clear that He cares more about our broken hearts than He does our broken bodies or our broken homes. That is what He promises to heal, is our hearts. And He does not promise to heal our bodies, and He does not promise to heal our things. That is a mystery, and that is painful, and that is confusing at times. And when we lean into that in the show with Thomas and Rhema, and Simon and Eden with the miscarriage, and little James, asking, why won't you heal me? I don't have the answer for why some people are healed and not others, and some people are spared on this earth and not others. But I do know that God draws near to the brokenhearted. We do know that He is here for our hearts and the eternal perspective, and our salvation, and our broken hearts, and our pained hearts. That is what He says, I am here to rescue and save and heal, in spite of the pain physically or materialistically or earthly that you may be facing. And you may not be happy right now, but I can provide joy. And so that's our prayer. And I hope you will join us in that prayer, that we don't know why or how God will spare their homes. We don't know how this will be rebuilt. And I confess that I do not understand why some and not others. I don't know. That's where faith comes in, where it's like, okay, I do trust that your word is true, that you are here for the brokenhearted. And I hope that you'll continue to pray for those who are brokenhearted right now, and that God will give wisdom to and comfort to those who are seeking it. And that they'll be aware that God is present in the midst of this devastation. And that's what we're writing about right now, that Jesus suffered more than anyone, or as much as anyone, we're writing about right now the crucifixion of Jesus. He was betrayed. He was beaten. He was crushed. He suffered immensely, to the point where he even asked his Father to spare him. But he said to his Father, I wish you would spare me from this. Take this cup from me. But your will, not mine. Your will, not mine. And I do trust you. And I pray that we can trust him even in the midst of this pain. So if you are in LA and if you are suffering from this, we love you. We stand with you. We kneel for you. And if you're not, then please do pray for and hopefully pray for those who are brokenhearted. And hopefully we can be the hands and feet of Jesus and give some of this relief to others with our gifts and with any help that we can provide. So more to come, but we love you, and God is here.